What's up YouTube, Phoenix Deity here with yet another Black Clover Phantom Knights video. And in this video we will be doing Let's Talk number 6, where we go over the role specific tier list. So if you think you'll enjoy, please make sure you hit the like button. If you haven't already, subscribe and leave a juicy comment, all that good YouTube stuff. So yeah, we will be talking about the role specific tier list. We will try to get through all of them and hope that the video isn't like 30 hours long, so we're going to get started. But first, I will say that, this is based on my own personal opinion. I've been playing the game for a long time. Main reason why I made this site to help translate the skills for why does this not have a background? Okay. Mainly made this to the... Okay. Shout out to the two non-backgrounds. Anyway, I made this to help people out with translations and such, and it grew into this, so I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support that you showed, not only myself, but the lovely and fantastic website helpers right here. Shout out to all them. They're in the Discord. Make sure you guys show some love to not only, just make sure you guys show some love to them. I set up the bones, and they kind of helped me build the rest of it, so big shout out to all of them. But yeah, this tier list is just my own personal opinion. It by no means is just a standard of, what you should follow, what you shouldn't follow. Just my own personal opinion. And the main difference between the general tier list is that the general tier list basically just goes off of how well these standards for the units, how strong they are, how well they can fulfill their role, useful in PvE, more so Tower of Dreams, their skill stats, and I should add ranges to this as well, because ranges do matter greatly. I forgot a period here. Okay, but anyway, yeah. The main reason for the role-specific ones is essentially comparison for, okay, which are the best attackers in the game. That's what this role-specific one is more so made for. I really should add that explanation to this. I probably will after the video. Oh wait, I did. Right there. See? Generalist is just compares all the characters to one another, and the role specific one just compares them to each other. And there will be, it's not really inconsistencies, it's more so like, I don't know how to word it. I really don't know how to word it. So it's like Mereoleona is one of the top attackers in the game. However, she's only tier 0 on the general tier list. I don't know the word for that. I'm probably going to think about it later, much later in the video. But anyway, we can get started. So right now, Divider Asta is 100% the best attacker in the game. Without a doubt in my mind, because he is just insane. And I really should have had all these resources up. So I will get them now and then just slide them over to where they're needed to be. This one, Jammer, can go here. Enhancer, go here. Healer goes here. Defender goes here. Okay, so now we're... Okay, there's supposed to be 2 different photos. Alright, I have to change some stuff after this video gets updated. Alright, so we don't really need this, but I guess it's fine. So Divider Asta, without a doubt, is the best, my fault, best attacker in the game. So I'll only give a kind of explanation for Arcane to tier 0, maybe even some of these lower ones if I feel like it's necessary. I feel like it would, yeah, if it's necessary. But more or less, it's just going to be some of the top tier units. So, Divider Asta. Fantastic ranges. You can see he has... I'm all over the place, I'm sorry. But 6,900 HP, 1,400 attack, 420 defense. These are the 3 main stats that matter when it comes to attackers. A common misconception that I see I saw recently, I'm really not sure if it is anymore, but a lot of people do think that speed equals skill speed. aka when your character will launch a ability. That is not the case. Skill speed is essentially just where their attack falls in a queue. So when it comes to basic attacks, Tag Charlotte, for example, will get her basic attack off before Black Asta gets his basic attack off. That's just what speed is. It doesn't mean anything more or less than that. Now, they don't have any really. So, Tag Charlotte. So, when I'm playing PvP or Defense Quest or any other game mode, Tag Charlotte's skill does go off at the same time as Black Asta's skill. So, speed is not a factor for actions. Actions is its own separate thing. Just like hasten is also its own separate thing, but similar to action in its own way. Now that's out the way, we can continue. So, Black Divider Asta is a phenomenal unit. You guys seen the showcase where he did 146 or 7k to Wizard King Vetto, and keep in mind that is AOE. So that makes him an incredibly powerful unit, being able to do all of this. As well as that, he also is the best attacker because of his ranges. He doesn't have a single target attack skill, which makes him extremely viable for taking out units in the back rows who really are more of a problem. So that's why he is the #1 attacker in this game, in my opinion. So you probably hear me say that a lot, but it's just true. Most likely, he's just the best attacker in the game. Most likely. Well, he is the best. Well, yeah, he is. Okay, well, next. Mereoleona. So, where is she? She was already good before. Most people know, / some people, if you still play Global and you chose to reroll for her instead of Black Asta, despite, what some people say, it's completely fine because she's a fantastic unit. And when she 7 stars, whenever that is, she becomes extremely viable again. Because I know right now not many people are using her, and they're doing the alternative hybrid attacker. And I mentioned hybrid more so as they can attack and they can defend. Like you can use them as a defender and they can be an attacker. Or just a frontline attacker. That's a better term than hybrid. So you can see her HP gets significantly buffed from her previous one. Her attack skyrockets up here, and her defense reaches 375 when it was 250 before. So great buffs, and not only that, as you guys know, when it comes to old 6 stars going to 7 star, they do increase their skills. So her being able to essentially guarantee slip is really good. Skill 1 is also fantastic, a powerful attack to an enemy. And of course, you can't have a Mereoleona if she doesn't force people to do more. So, maximize crit rate and attack power for herself and allies. You guys already know this, but that's a very powerful skill. And maximize the own hate and give self counter and maximize the defense. So, extremely good. If you do choose a 7-star her, then she 100% is a tank. Well, she's a frontline character. She's a frontline attacker that you can replace Dwarf Charmy with. Because I know right now people on Global love their Dwarf Charmy. And, it's fair because she is still a fantastic unit. But just stat-wise, she doesn't compare to Mereoleona, and Mereoleona just kind of does everything except for heal. That's the big difference. Next up, we have Tag Charlotte and Yami, rounding out the last of the top 3 attackers in the game, in my opinion. Okay, so now, why are they so good? You guys must have saw the showcase video. So far, they are the first unit, ungemmed, by the way, that can hit 150k plus on a Wizard King, with my nuke setup. Of course, the nuke setup will, continuously evolve as we keep on getting more and more relics. But as for today, as for right now, so, April 10th, definitely one of the hardest hitting units in the game. So a multi-hit attack is very good. It adds to their overall damage. So damage-wise, she would be a little less if you do consider that if you do consider every enemy that Black Divider can hit as, you know, counting their damage. But her DPS is really nothing to laugh or slouch at. So, really, a really good attacker. Skill 1 is, you know, nice range, can apply slip, it's okay. She has some utility as an attacker, which is always nice. So if she is on the front line, she will slash the bot for this game kind of determines that it will heal the defender with the lowest amount of HP, or well, the character with the lowest amount of HP. So you can think about using her as a front line. She does have some defense, so that is nice. And relics will only make that go higher. Relics slash weapons slash accessories, whichever you want to use, will make that go higher. So not bad at all. She can also target one enemy, hit them, and then hit every enemy behind them. So also extremely good. It's actually a really good AoE skill. So I think that's about it. She has really good attack. You know, it's crazy that, you know, 7-star Mereoleona has 200, just about 200 less attack than her. So phenomenal unit still to this day. To this day, she's like the most recent Phantom Fest. Okay. Yeah. Royal Knight Asta in Spirit Dive Yuno. You guys, the banner should still be up, I believe. So still 2 extremely good units. But yeah, sadly, you know, you guys have them. I'm pretty sure a lot of people play tested them. They are just fantastic, especially Yuno. Then Asta is no slouch either, but they, well, more so Yuno is starting to fall off because he is a glass cannon. You can only really go so far when you have 175 defense, even if you are on the back line. And that's why I said the meta for JP has shifted now that we are getting more 7-star reliant events. So right now it's probably possible but extremely difficult for you to clear tower right now without a 7-star character. So right now we are getting a lot of events that are more tailored for 7-star, so that's the meta that JP is in. Global, you guys just now got JP's last meta, which is just using all attackers and then blowing away everything, because that's how it works now. But once you guys do get 7 stars, which I honestly think will be the half anniversary for you guys, so 2nd week of June. Don't know the exact date. Oh, I can actually check right now. So calendar. So June 10th should be your half anniversary. Actually, wait. I forgot what week global drop. So it might be June 10th or 17th, one of those two, I believe. But yeah. Definitely, you guys might get 7 stars then. But regardless, you know, the events will get harder. So if you're like, okay, these events are so easy, nothing to worry about. They will get harder. Yuno will start to stop seeing uses. You know, people still use him in JP now because he is phenomenal, but once we get another extremely good 7-star attacker, because for the most part, you will see people just run, you know, Black Divider and Charlotte. I didn't have the 7-star right here, okay. But you'll mainly see people run I almost said Black Charlotte, okay. Black Asta and tag Charlotte together, just as a team. And with whatever else they have / want to use. So eventually you mainly see like Spirit Dive and Valk Dress, maybe even tag Mereoleona with them, but as we get more 7-star attackers that aren't old 7 stars, you know, you will start seeing less of some of these tier 0 characters when it comes team-wise. So, but regardless, he's still a powerful unit. Royal Knight Asta is kind of in the same boat, but not really. He almost has twice as much as defense. Well, not twice. Well, he has a little less than twice of Spirit of Zephyr, okay. Spirit Dive Yuno's defense, so he does have some viability to him. He has fantastic ranges. They gave him counter, which is, it's on the meh side because you'd want his defense to be a little higher, but 300 is fine. Well, for global 300 is fine, but for JP you want defense to be higher now, since Events will start hitting harder. Tower of Dreams will start getting much more harder. So the more these units we can get that are just good overall, as some of these units, as some of the arcane tier attackers, will definitely help us out. So okay, so tag Mereoleona. Nice song break. Okay. Well, that back. Okay, so now we are. If I lag, I'm sorry. Okay, so tag Mereoleona, still one of the top DPS units in the game, mainly because they / she were built for attack. And you pair that with their tag attack that randomly occurs. They can give themselves increased action. They were literally just made to do damage. The one part that does hold them back, and I will say they were less impactful than the half anniversary and even when Royal Knight Asta and Spirit Dive dropped, was because she more importantly was less powerful, less impactful because this effect right here. Give herself counter effect, but she has 220 defense. That's not good. If she were to give herself attack, she would be incredibly strong because give herself action to make these happen faster. Well, these happen faster. Yeah, if you have less than 300 defense right now, and you give yourself counter, it's not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And even 300 is kind of meh. I'd say 350 is the perfect amount of defense to consider giving a unit counter. Anything less than that is kind of like they're gonna fall off really soon when it comes to countering. So, but nevertheless, she does do an insane amount of damage. They do an incredible amount of damage. Still a top DPS character. And, good all around. Valk Dress and Charmy, followed by Licht. So, Valk Dress, still a phenomenal unit, even though, her attack is a bit lower than some of the other ones in this tier. It's completely fine because she makes up for that with her range. There we go. She makes up for that with her ranges. So, extremely good ranges for a character to have. She can lower defense, extremely good, and she gives herself damage immunity. So, you can just... So there are times where, this will matter, but outside of that, damage immunity is extremely good. Extremely good. It is a bit underrated, I believe, so it's essentially dodge. But yeah, she is a good unit, really powerful, still useful here in JP. Again, you'll see her and Spirit Dive along with these two characters on a team mostly, for whether it's PvP. Tower of Dreams has created its own thing where essentially if you don't have White Day Funeral, you kind of have to just struggle your way through a bit. So it does hurt not having him, at least for JP. So, she is very good, still good. Dwarf Charmy, kind of just still a fan favorite to use on global. And it's still fun using her, even though I really don't use her often. But really high HP, really high attack, solid defense. She is another one of the frontline attackers, just like Mereoleona. But buff-wise, she does everything. Well, actually, she just does everything. She buffs herself, she debuffs the enemy, and she does have healing. So that is kind of an extra bonus that Mereoleona doesn't have. But if it comes down to using both of them, I'd much rather go with the option of the character that does help benefit the team. So she's strong, increase attack, increase defense and speed, increase crit. What more can you want? Guess what? HP recovery. So she is a fantastic unit. I'm not undermining her in the slightest, but 7-star Mereoleona is better. mainly because she does the same things except she doesn't heal, but she does buff everyone's defense. So she is very defense, sorry, crit and attack. So she is very good, here in JP. If you decide to 7-star her, which don't know how inclined people will be, or how generous more so Global will be when it comes to giving out super fragments. But she is definitely one of the characters that maybe you hold off and save your super sheets for, or just save them just to see what characters you get in the future, then worry about it kind of later. But what I said literally made no sense to me. What I was trying to say was, if you don't want to 7-star her, that's completely fine. You don't have to. You don't have to feel inclined to. She is a great unit, but natural characters that are made to be 7 stars, like, these two, they will be much better than she could ever kind of hope/dream to be. Mainly because they are built for 7 stars. Old 6-star characters are more so kind of quote-unquote buffed. So this is their kind of buff in a sense. Their buff is getting 7-star awakening. So now Awaken Lich should have the highest attack power of any 6-star. Well, natural 6-star, so it doesn't really include Black Divider or tag Charlotte and Yami. So highest attack, and he also has some self-sufficiency by increasing his own secret move gauge and raising his own attack. So being able to raise your attack when you already have 960 is incredible. He also has 450 speed, so very good speed, especially when he dropped on JP at the time. Global, I know you guys will be skipping him most likely, waiting to save for Dreamfest / see what the Phantom Fest for this month is. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a reprint in a way, shape, or form, but if it's new, that would be very cool. So, regardless, back on topic, Awaken Licht is very good. Solid range, lowers enemy secret gauge, very useful when it comes to tower. A lot of people sleep on some of these status, abnormal status and abnormal conditions when it comes to tower, but this can be useful. Let's see. Same thing for this and this skill as well. So once again, he has very solid range. What's happening? Oh, he just has very solid range. Okay, so and some self-sufficiency when it comes to his attack. So he only really needs the crit buff and then crit damage buff, and he's ready to go. Let's see. Next up, we have 7-star Yami. Then we have Vetto to end off Tier 0 for attackers. So, I pressed luck by mistake. So, use it. I'm going to start with Yami. So, he was the first character I 7-starred. He was also the first 6-star to become a 7-star. Love how, well, it's loading, so. But the thing about him, why isn't he, in Arcane tier? Yes, he does incredible damage now. His damage is insane, but like I was saying, if you have under 300 defense, it's very hard for you to do things in this game. Especially for JP. So if he did have 350, like anything less than 350 kind of just hurts the unit kind of at this stage. These events we're getting now, I don't remember if I said this before, but events on JP now are more so tailored to 7-star units. So, more 7-stars you have, the kind of easier it will be for you when it comes to dealing with events. So, he's still a fantastic character. Dodge, lower enemies' defense, and attack to all enemies in range. Still really good. But, he's just lacking the defense portion. And I feel like people on JP Global are feeling that too, because you pretty much will never see him. You'll always see the classic Leo lead or, the Defense Julius lead. So it would have been nice if, he got more defense, but you can't really complain. His damage is insane, very good. You guys saw it, title of the first video I made. What is this damage? But he needs more defense. Just needs more defense. More so, same with Vetto. You know, less than 350 defense. They can deal damage, but they just can't take damage. But, you know, yes, he does increase his own defense and speed, but they just need more defense to be competitive. That's the only thing. If they had more defense, then yeah, sure, I would love to put them in, you know, arcane tier, but they don't have the defense that can compete. So it kind of sucks. Kind of does suck. It is nice that he does, you know, increase his own attack, multi-hit, attack to all enemies. Like, that's all great, but you need kind of attackers that can tank. Because we will fight a lot more AoE enemies when it comes to events, when it comes to Tower of Dreams. And it will suck fighting them if they can literally just OHKO your team, cough cough, Elf Dorothy, Wizard King stage. Anyway. I think that's Defender. Yeah, we're done with Tier 0. Now, Tier 1 is just kind of the units you would use. I already talked about Mereoleona, her viability. Wedding Charlotte. Global seems to hate holidays, but I will talk about her and Lan Greece. So, here she is, and Lan Greece. Lan Greece. So, Charlotte. Actually a really good card. That's not right, I think. Yeah, that's not right. She doesn't have this as Formation 1, so I will change this after I upload the video, but her Formation 1 is not Rose, so. Outside of that, we do have, you know, attack to one enemy that's also a multi-hit, and for a while can seal enemy skill. So that's very good. Very good. Now when it comes down to her, you know, AOM, so yeah, you won't see me talk about her because I haven't pulled her. Global is kind of a question mark about whether or not you'll get the wedding units, but they did drop in June? I think it was June, because I'm pretty sure the banner was kind of just June brides. I think so. I don't have I have the dates on my old website, but I think it was June. If not June, then early July. But yeah, multi-power attack to enemies in range, so really good skill. She has 800 attack. Sat on the speed. Without a doubt, she will get buffed this June, maybe even earlier on JP, and she'll most likely end up, you know, being tier 0 with everyone else. But, you know, until that... Gosh, she has really low wisdom. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, but for a long time, she increases, you know, her own power to apply slip, increases her own attack, and speed of her attack techniques. So, this skill, too, is actually a fantastic self-buff. You can kind of ignore the slip, because slip is just... It kind of doesn't do anything to the enemy. It's one of those things where if the enemy puts it on you, it's extremely strong, but if you put it on the enemy, they take like 2 damage, so. Increasing her own attack, that's phenomenal. Then increase attack speed, so hasten, she gives herself the red ring effect. Very good. Pair that with, you know, Hero Flag or Storm Brooch. Is it Brooch? Okay. Storm Brooch, and really good. Then a attack to enemies in range, so X similar to Royal Knight Asta form. Royal Knight Asta third skill. The brain farts are getting real. Yeah, very similar to Asta's third skill. Very good. I think I might only be able to go through attackers today. Then have to make more videos later on. But I really don't have a problem doing that. So now Lan Greece. Good unit. Dawn and Viper formation. Kind of low HP. Good attack. Mid defense. I'm pretty sure he dropped right after the... No. He dropped right after Royal Knight Asta and Spirit Dive Uno came out. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So attack the enemies in range and reduce their speed. Very good. It can hit 2 rows. You don't really care about his AOM. Attack the enemies in range. He increases his own attack and crit. Is that? Pretty sure that's supposed to be crit rate. It's been a while since I just retranslated stuff, so. And I don't have the unit myself, so I can't really just compare, but I think it should be that. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Had a call. Yeah. Increase own attack. That should be crit rate, I believe. If it's crit damage, let me know. But if it's crit damage, then it's meh. Actually, it can still be good. He just needs, support. So a lot of these, tier 1 attackers, a lot of the just a lot. There's 3 here. Okay. But tier 1 attackers and lower, they're still good, but they do need support. These can support themselves in a way, but tier 0 can support themselves in a way, but tier 1, they kind of need some help. So yeah, how long has this video been? Okay, so I'm probably gonna end it off after I reach the end of attackers, just so I really don't like making long videos, and I don't think they're enjoyable to watch either. So we don't really need to talk about some of these base units. Most of you guys have them, and I can just go over them really quick, and then we can just talk about these last 3 in depth. And then, we can end the video. Everyone have a good day. So, Yami is kind of not relevant. Just 6-star version on JP right now. Nozel, actually good. Actually good. End sentence. Okay, so he's actually really good right now. Mainly because, once again, at max level, his ult increases crit rate. So that is very nice. He increases on attack. Solid attacks the enemies. Stats are lacking, but, he gives crit. So if you don't have a natural crit giver, that is fine. I just had the idea. I'm going to... I don't want to yet. So, yeah, these units are good. They don't really compare to them, but they're just kind of losing. They're gonna get worse over time, definitely. Like after a lot of these units in the tier 0 position start to move down because their defense become a bigger issue, then everyone else will essentially move down as well. So these are kind of the newest / will be the lowest of the low. I wouldn't expect all of them to get 7 stars. It would be cool, but it's kind of like a stretch, and then yeah. Then we have her. So Valentine's Day, Licht and Attacker Mimi. Okay, so Valentine's Day, Vanessa, post buff. Before, she was probably one of the worst attackers in the game. It was honestly sad. 600 attack. Let's see. Nero. Yeah. Mainly because their stats just sucked. Like, it's not funny. Critical hit damage. Like, it's not crit rate, so it doesn't really matter. There's no formations that give you crit rate when you swap. That would be cool, but there's none like that. So, it's kind of useless. Yeah, but, before her buff, there's literally, 4-star units that have higher attack than her. I close out the tab, it's fine. But there are 4-star attackers that have higher attack and higher defense than her before she was buffed. So it's kind of sad to see. I got pinged. Oh, it's that time. Okay, well, shout out to the group of people that know who I'm talking about. Yeah, after her buff, she got some viability. She got more defense, which was meh. A decent amount of attack, more HP. So it was nice. They did change her chances, so that did give her some viability. But at the same time, she still does need a bit more help, just kind of stat wise, for her to be good. So if they do end up buffing her again next year, I expect that to go up to like 300, but I might not count on it. I don't know. But yeah, she is good. She's better. She's definitely better than these two, but not as good as these, quote unquote self buffers. So she doesn't need help in that region. Next up, we have the infamous Licht. Droplet Devil. People love to hate him and hate to love him. So, increased blue drops. That is nice. Okay, let me stop. I already get copyright claim enough. Oh, YouTube. Let me use background music, please. Anyway, a multi-hit attack to one enemy. Really good skill. You guys know it. His second skill gives himself gauge, gives himself attack. It's the triple XL attack that one person just kept saying that was the best buff of all time, best thing of all time. They love that unit. We won't speak on him. He left the community. He's doing big things elsewhere. Yeah. Next up, multi-hit to enemies within range. Fairly good. Well, he can hit really hard. No, someone's already proved that, but he needs help. He's not as good as he was before. He's definitely fallen off. Yes, he does self buff, but I don't think that gives him territory to be in tier 1. He just kind of, he was one of the first, I think, exclusive units to drop. Wait, no, that was Julius and GN/DN. Yeah. But he's definitely, time didn't do him good, so just time didn't do him. Next up, Attack Mimosa. So we're landing it off at Attack Mimi. I think I spelled her name wrong. I know, there's something wrong with me today. I went through all the work of opening all these tabs. No, I spelled her name right. Okay. Her name just looked weird. It's because I said Mimi. I'm expecting Mimi. Okay. Anyway, back on top. Attack the one enemy and reduce the defense. It's a nice skill. Her stats are nice, but could be better. So when it comes to this tier, just a quick side. The main thing that they need is just better stats. Their skills are good / decent, but their stats are kind of what's happening here? So, because she has a healing skill, which she didn't really need, but it's Mimosa, so she kind of has to heal. But reduce defense for a short time, continuous HP recovery, very nice. Attack to one enemy. It's just, the ranges kind of suck. That's it too. Their ranges are just kind of trash. It sucks that it's either all single target or all, in this case 2 single targets and then a random power attack to enemies in range. She doesn't buff herself, so she's not that good, but she's still better than these two. Well, Nozone might go up. It depends. I'll try to update these tier lists regularly, but I think that's about it for the attacker tier list. This video's been on for quite a while, so I am sorry, but at the same time, I will try to work on getting the rest of these, explanations to the thinking of the explanations of my madness for these tier lists up, fairly soon. I might upload on days I don't usually upload just to get these out of the way, so we can continue with regular scheduled programming. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Phoenix DD, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Go in the comment section, check out all the people there. They're all fantastic people, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.